All right, Rahim and partners, thanks for checking out the video. So I thought it'd be easier to show you a real live deal. My client and I, a builder, he just finished his triplex conversion in about 6 months, and we reappraised for 1.14, and rents are about 2,400 each. I'm going to show you my screen, and I'm going to share with you what opportunities are right now in Waterloo region. Looking for lots that are really large, that you can do a conversion. So 1 to 3 unit conversion. What do those numbers look like? I'm going to go get granular for you. And then if it doesn't meet your criteria of having all your money in, then you'd have to look at a bigger conversion. So converting it to 4 units. What we do as well is we connect you with Ken, who's a contractor, BCN designer as well, who does the drawings and all the zoning rules. So he knows all the zoning rules. So if you put a property under contract, you can look to see if it's something that can be converted to another 2 or 4 unit, for example, and do all the drawings. So you can get a lot of that stuff done before you firm up on the deal. You can still get under contract and negotiate a purchase price. So let me share my screen real quick. I'm going to show you Florence. So what I liked about Florence here is this is a really, really big lot. So it's close to Highway 8, Fairview Park Mall. Older area. It's a 60 by 140 lot. I'll show you the lot size in a second. So I really did like this lot size for a potential conversion. And obviously, if it's big enough, you might even be able to sever it, but we wouldn't include that in our calculation. For example, with Union, our client is likely able to do that, but we're not including that because that's more speculation. But you could see here, it's a small house with a little garage. The lot size is huge, so obviously the house could be completely gutted. They just improved the price to 712. And it's a 67 by 160 lot. So a huge lot, high density area. I believe the zoning, definitely in Kitchener-Waterloo, like we're seeing more triplex laneway houses and more. So we can have you talk to Ken. Again, we can still have the property under contract if it makes sense for you. And then you could see if you could do a triplex or easily like a triplex or a fourplex, and how much it's going to cost you. So with Union, he put higher end finishes. That was about 400,000. This one probably, let's say, between 4 and 450. But we can look at that together. Okay, so this is the house itself. So looking at the calculations, if you bought this for 650, you have your legal fees of about 1,800. You have your mortgage amount, your down payment, and you have your other costs. I'm actually just going to put that in. Actually, that's probably land transfer tax. Appraisal, inspection, inspection probably about 500. Appraisal is probably about 800. So you need the amount of money you need to buy this place is 153,000. Interest rate on the mortgage of that is 6.5 roughly. You want to get 3 quotes for a renovation. So let's say at a $400,000 renovation, and you have design drawings, cost for that, insurance. So let's say that's 9,000. And then you have materials and other things. So right now we have rental costs of 414. Obviously, you can build in a budget, like an additional budget for it. So we have your cost to buy, and we have your renovation costs, and now your cost to hold. So likely a 7, be conservative and say 8-month project, just to be safe with permits and stuff. So generally, with the city, if it's different, for example, you want to add another unit and maybe it doesn't meet the measurements, you need like a minor variance for that. According to our advice, a minor variance is okay, but it's as long as the zoning is good. The zoning is the biggest thing. You don't want to get into rezoning. Right now, I don't think that's the game you want to play. You want to play in the game of a minor variance, fine, applications, fine, making sure that the property will support it. But we have a lot of bills. We have the More Built Home Faster Act, which does allow a lot more leeway in building triplexes and more. So you're adding more housing in a highly dense area, busy area, in a good area close to everything. I think that's a good bet. So renovation costs, you have your cost to carry. So it includes your holding costs, your rental costs. So your cost needed to renovate, buy the asset, and hold it is about $600,000. This one, based on today's market, you'd have 2 other units not under rent control. The Union Street example was appraised very close to 1.2. So again, we could even put even this here at about that just to be safer. So a new mortgage, so you refinance now. So you'd make sure that you're able to qualify for the refinance. And again, we can have you talk to a broker about that if you want to learn about the as appraised value and going through the whole process if you need more help on the financial side. So new mortgage of 944, 20% stays in the deal. But our goal is to see how much can you extract out, because when you create a lift in the property and you do the renovations to create the lift, your goal is to get your money back. So you essentially have nothing into the property, which is kind of called the perfect BRRRR. And you want to have a cash flowing property. So this is one of the best examples I can give you. We'll tweak it if it's a 4-unit. And we'll see if it works. And this is also a fact of us getting it under asking as well. Okay, so your cost needed to buy, rent out, and hold about 600,000, and you're going to be getting about 405,000 of equity out. So it means that for the $600,000 in, you will have to leave $194,000 in to the property with this evaluation. It's going to be very uncommon, really challenging to get it actually all your money back, but it's still a great BRRRR because you put in all that money and you only left $200,000 in to the property, and you have a fully brand new triplex. So I think that is a good thing for sure. Okay, so essentially you got your down payment back. You built equity to get your down payment back, and you're leaving $194,000 in after spending about $600,000 to buy, renovate, and hold it for 8 months period. Now at a 6.5% mortgage rate at 30 years, I'd say rents are $2,400 each, plus $2,300. And then you have your property taxes, your property management, your insurance costs, vacancy allowance, and capital X. You are looking actually at a negative cash flow here. So this one just would not work as far as that goes. It's a great investment in other ways, but it just wouldn't work there. So you had a 33% return on investment. So even though it's a negative cash, because you have the pay down and the appreciation 3% a year, as well as the principal recapture, you're looking at for every $100,000, you're getting 33% return on your money. Okay, so let's say we looked at this and we actually were able to acquire it for 700,000. And let's say we were actually able to, and again, you can put your contingencies on making sure that you can do these things. So you can have a contingency on, I got to check the zoning, got to make sure that I'm able to do the 3 to 4 unit property, etc. In our market, we feel a 4-unit property, should be around this mark. I'm just going to look and see what recent 4 units we have. But again, you've got to remember this is a brand new product. So, duplexes running up to 900. So you'd have 4 units, almost brand new, pretty much brand new renovated. So I think that would be a very reasonable proposition. And then your renovation costs obviously would go up. So if we said your renovation cost now, you're looking at about 600. You're looking at a bigger project. Let's see if it works. So $800,000 to renovate, buy, and hold it. Let's say this is a 9-month project, so 810. And then you have your after repair value, your no mortgage of 80%. Again, it's going to be 80%. We're going to look at your lift. Is 1160. Legal costs, appraisal cost, amount remaining on the BRRRR. So again, with this one, you'd be able to, you'd have $600,000 of equity available to you at refinance. So that would pay off most of this cost. So you'd only be in for $200,000 in this one. So again, a perfect BRRRR does not exist in this market right now. Again, if we're able to secure something and maybe add additional units, but right now I can sort of introduce you to any experts that in a different market that might have something available for you. So let's just say we were able to get 4 rents here. Okay, and I'm just gonna be a little bit conservative, but 9,700. Let's say you charge for parking, so that actually adds up quite a bit. So if you charge $50 for each parking spot, that could be let's say at least $200. Mortgage payment, you have other financing costs, property tax, property management, capital X. This building will cash flow. It will cash flow. You'll actually be getting $583 a month, and you'll be leaving $200,000 into the deal. But now you have 3 new units. The original unit still stays, but the 3 other units are not under rent control, meaning that if you have a tenant in there, you can increase the rents as much as you want. They're not 3.2% or whatever capped by LTB because they're not under rent control. They're built after 2018. Okay, so that one's a 45% return ROI and a really, really solid property. So in summary, definitely take on, if you're going to do a triplex, go for the 4. You'll get a better return. This is a great asset. We think that land values will appreciate quite a bit in this area because people are catching on to this. There's lots of bills and lots of immigration that's causing us to believe that housing is undersupplied, and it's going to be a good use and something good for people that are investors that want to get into the market and add more value to the land there. This is a great way in this market to make it work. So I'm going to post this on the YouTube as a private link. Share it. Let me know what you want to do. I know I have not been ignoring you guys, so I appreciate your patience. I just wanted to make sure I articulate this in a way that will work. So if you want to continue working together and you want to move forward on something like this, I think this is a great opportunity. Again, we did a lot of the heavy lifting by checking some of the zoning and also making sure that the lot size was a good size. So you're not dealing with some tiny lots with no parking. So, all right, have a good one and look forward to serving you guys. Thanks again.